Today I got a 5501. We're gonna go ahead and see what we can upgrade, how to remove the M.2, and if you go upgrade memory, we're gonna take a look at it and see what you guys get when you guys purchase this. First of all, this machine is fairly new still. You know, a lot of students are using this for school, businesses are using this, and if you can notice, the power button is automatically comes with the fingerprint reader. Keyboards are quite quietly 10 full keys. If you notice, 10 keys. This is really adaptable to all sorts of things. I actually had my two fingers and it doesn't recognize them unless you do some actions in here. So I like that part. You have the extra little mouse here too, a cursor that you can move around. All right, so we got the machine here lined up, and if you guys can see it's fully loaded on here. We have an actual SATA drive here. This could be a solid state or a mechanical drive. You got your memory here. The maximum you can do on these machine is 32 gigs. And then you have your 68 watts battery. This is will give you a long battery last 3 or 4 hours, depending on the usage of the lighting and LED lights that come on your keyboard. You have enough space for a WAM card. You could replace the NIC card, the USB/NIC card. You could replace that part. Now the M.2 is located right in the center, but there is no other slot for any other one. We're gonna go ahead and replace. We're gonna open everything up so you guys can see it fully loaded, what you can do. So let's go ahead and do that. So first of all, we're gonna remove the battery. To remove the battery, there's an actual connection here that you have to lift. All right. On this connection, it's a little plastic, if you can notice. All right. All you have to do is lift up, straight up. That's it. That disconnects the battery, all right? And then when you have to replace, you have to remove all the screws. And there's quite a few screws. So let's go ahead and commence. And they all have P here, pretty much. A lot of them have labels. So yeah, I think we got all the screws from the battery. If you guys can notice, this is the battery. When you buy a battery, it normally doesn't come like this. I'm going to show you exactly how you get it. Normally, when you buy a battery, it's plastic. There's plastic in here on the metal. Don't remove this metal, right? You can remove the blue plastic, right? The battery, I would recommend you put your glasses on because you don't want it to blow up or anything like that. When you buy the battery, there is no cable. You have to use your existing cable that you come with it. Some manufacturers do sell the cable, bring the cable along with it, but some don't. So just be aware of that. Now, this one, you could actually buy a larger battery, but you have to remove the actual hard drive in, and unfortunately you don't want to do that, or you could decrease the size of the battery and add more space. But this drive's taking all the space. We're going to put the battery on the side, and we're going to replace it right now. We're going to open this drive too. All right, as you can see, it's an empty shell. It doesn't have a drive, but you can add a mechanical drive, SATA drive. There is a connection that you require. It's located right here. Now, this one actually converts into the SATA connection, but that unfortunately does not include it. You're gonna have to purchase that separately. So if you remove this module here, you could actually buy a larger battery and it takes on the slow space. If you don't have a module here for a SATA drive or anything, I would recommend you to do that. Just get the larger battery. You can do that and buy that purchasing. Now let's go ahead and commence and remove the M.2, and we're gonna remove the M.2. All right, if you can see the M.2, I don't know why it has this sticker here. I think it came from the manufacturer or something, but there's thermal tape with it, along with it. If you see it, it's sandwiched in there. I don't even want to take it off, but I am going to take this sticker off. I don't even know. That's weird. That's weird. So you have the M.2 NVMe that you could replace. It's funny that it came with this. You can remove this and actually add your existing one. So they don't give you another slot. They only give you one slot. So we're going to put this on the side. Take out the memory. Take out the other memory. And that's pretty much what we're going to take out. I'm not going to take this one out because it's really hard to put the little antennas back in there. You could actually remove this whole module system here and actually add new thermal paste on it. And we're not going to do that because this is not overheating. It's still really working very well. Right now, we're going to put everything back in place, and I'm going to show you step by step how to put everything back. So putting this back module, sandwich it. Basically, you have to slide it in there until the copper disappears, and then you just press it down. All right, and you got to make sure you get the screws because the screws are unique. They're super tiny screws, so don't lose them, guys. Put this back in here. So you can replace the M.2 with a different M.2, a larger drive, which 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes, whatever you're looking for. And remember, there's two screws holding it down. And there's a heating thermal tape in between sandwiching the actual M.2. But that could be replaced also too. Memory. Memory is simple. You just find the slot where you find the memory slot here. Push it down. Once the copper disappears, all you got to do is push it down. Copper and these are DDR4s, right? So up to 32 gigs, and that's it. Slide it in there and close it. Up to 32 gigs maximum on this machine. All right, now we come into putting back the battery in here. And this is a big module that we have to put in back in there. So this is how you replace the battery. First of all, you make sure that you get the cable. And the cable sometimes is not available with the manufacturer. You have to use the existing one. So when you return it or you throw this away, make sure you keep it, recycle. Make sure you keep this module, this cable, or you're gonna have a lot of problems. And they do sell it separate. So let's go ahead and plug it in. And in order to plug it in, there's a little markings, all right, and then right here, if you can see it, you can flip it over and see it where it actually indicates. There's an indication. And if you guys, I'm gonna see if I can put it in there. So I'm gonna push it in there, and it's locked in. There's only one way in, so it's negative and positive. You're gonna be able to identify easily. Now the cable itself, you got to make sure you run it back through this course here, so it won't take more of the space than it is. All right. There it is. Now, a lot of people have problems connecting this. Some people connect it first, and some people don't. So you can line it up. It's up to you how you want it. But make sure you don't bend this, right? So you face it down. You find the slot where it belongs, and you can plug it back in if you want. That's probably the one of the hardest things. Just this is probably the hard part, but after that, it's labeled, it's linked in. We're good. Then we could adjust the actual screws, make sure everything's in bound, everything's placed, and then we just start screwing everything in. Put anything on this one, on the center one, because that's where the actual this module goes in there. All right. Make sure you leave it alone. There you go. We got extra screws left over. I'm just kidding. All right, so we got everything intact. While you're at it, sometimes I would recommend you cleaning the fan. If you have an air compressed air or a fan or something to blow in there, or a straw, you could do a straw and just blow on it. It'll hop out, but try not to spit on it because moisture messes it up. So don't do that if you have a sliver or something. All right, so I'm gonna put this back. That's it. That's pretty much does it. So if you have any questions or any comments, let me know. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and we're out.